Hey guys, Sean again, Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. Got another vehicle spotlight for you today. 2005 Chevy Silverado 1500 on 2-inch rough country leveling kit. Got some 10 wides and some 33's. Let's go.
Trucks decked out, roll it to the wood and it flexed out. Rims so big and the windows black, got the knob all lit up, double chromed out stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom Offsets, Team Handz is the team, we on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready for taking over the game.
Okay, like I said, this is an 05 Silverado 1500. This one's got the 3.5-inch, what they call a level lift. So it's gonna come with the front shocks and then the larger keys and then also control arms. And in the back, it's gonna replace the stock block with a much thicker block. So I believe it brings up the back about 1 inch and then it brings up the front end 3.5 inches. So it still has a little bit of rake to the truck because you brought that back end up, especially if you don't over crank the keys and keep it at a, not fully maxed out setting. If you were to fully crank those out, it basically would level out the truck, but then it starts to ride pretty stiff in the front end. So that's a 3.5 inch. And then what he's got for wheels are the Moto Metal MO970s. And that one's gonna be a 20x10 -24. And you'll see that, as always, we've shown you this one a whole bunch of times, but Moto Metal does a really good job of getting a full 4-inch, maybe just a touch over a 4-inch lift out of their lip out of their 10-inch wide -24. So it's got a nice lip on it, especially for 20x10. And remember, this is our favorite wheel when you get into leveling vehicles, because with the 33 12.5, this is a Federal Couragia. So it's 33 tall, 12.5 wide. There's very little trimming. So this one just barely rubs back here still. And you could knock that back a little bit and pull that inner liner back and then it wouldn't rub at all, or just leave it rub like he did. And then up front, Junior, you'll see that he just trimmed basically up to the bottom of the washer bottle on the inner liner and then took the corner of that front valence off. So you can see he took off the corner there. And now that front end doesn't rub anymore. So that's a 3.5 level lift is what they call it. And I know that Rough Country has them like this one in Zone, a couple other companies make them. They're really well priced for what you end up being able to do, because if you look down the side of this truck, Junior, it's got a pretty good stance to it now, where it's just got that aggressive mud tire look where they're popping out of the wheel wells, and it keeps it clean. So that's wheel tire fitment. And then he's got a couple extras on here. So it's got a billet insert for the front grille. That's just a layover that's laying right on top of his stock grille. You can see it tucked back behind there. Blacked out the bow tie. He's got the deflector on the front hood. And then for lighting, you'll see he did the Handz Onn upgrades for the cat eye. So it's got all 4 headlights. Marker lights have been upgraded, and then some fog lights. Basically just threw a set of cubes down there in the fog hole. And then you can see he did tow mirrors, a tonneau cover, and then again, Handz Onn LED tail lights. So just a lower cost LED replacement that works out really good and just takes all the red out of the truck so that he can have that black and maroon look to it. And then you can see for window tint, he's got a 20% match on the front, so the whole truck ends up being 20%. Inside, nothing special, still pretty much stock, but you guys wanted to see some of the insides of these. So just a straightforward 05 Silverado 1500 cloth interior. And that's pretty much it. He's got a tip on the exhaust, but he said nothing special. It's not overly loud. Just an aftermarket muffler, I think. But you know, it's a cool, clean 05 that's got, in my opinion, the right mods. You know, headlights, taillights, lift level kit, and some wheels and tires. Just to clean it up, make it look like the way it should from the factory. So that's another vehicle spotlight. Make sure you share, make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you stay the hell out of Wisconsin. We're freezing our nuts off. Peace.